welcome everybody, and it's Dr. Hank, and we welcome you to the Master Heart family, and we also wish you a happy Memorial Day. And it's really a special time for us to honor those that have given their life, their physical well-being, their physical life for our freedom. And I want all of us to really better understand that all of those that have sacrificed what is called the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, that none of them want us to feel bad. And all of them want for us to rejoice. And just for those of you that may not know, that I'm officially called by the Veterans Administration a disabled Vietnam veteran and in the U.S. Army. And I am honorably discharged with a distinguished award, the highest award you can get in the Army in non-combat for what I did. And my dad also was in the military. He flew a bomber in World War II, and he was shot down after like his 19th mission, which I think after like 21 missions, he can go back home. And after his 19th mission, he was shot down and was a prisoner of war in a Hitler prison camp for 13 months. And so he didn't know if he'd eat that day. He didn't know if he'd be shot that day, if he'd live that day. And for 13 months. And so when he brought up his four children, I'm the third one, that it really was my dad loved us so much that he wanted us to be really tough in case we had to encounter a situation like he had in a Hitler prison camp with very little food, sleeping with bugs, and not knowing if you're going to live or die that day. And so because of that, my dad became a Hitler and so brought us up and did horrific things. I guess he thought he was doing good, but he'd leave us out on a road in the middle of nowhere up in Wisconsin and just drive off. And I didn't know why or what we did, but we were scared and shivering cold. But everything is a blessing. And so the blessing is from that I became the best dad. And so my dad taught me what I didn't want. And so thus I asked, what do I want? And I wanted to become the best dad ever. And that's what I became. And we can be, do, and have everything. And so again, I have a history of military, and we do honor all those that have given the ultimate sacrifice today. But again, it's not to mourn them. None of us that transition, all of us, first of all, will transition back into the non-physical. And none of us, when we do, none of us will we want to have any of us still here to be sad about anything. In fact, we want you all to rejoice. And so I know this from personal experience. I've been on the other side 3 times. In fact, one time in the military when I was poisoned by the enemy, if you will. So I know that we don't want any of us to feel bad today about any of those that gave us more freedom. And just one last thing about freedom, that all of our souls are here for more freedom, for more growth, and the prize is joy. And so, and really in the order I like putting it in, it's growth, and that's going to happen as the contrast that happens, wars, battles within our own mind with the committee, that all that contrast bursts what we do want. And then we're here for freedom. And so all of us actually are contributing to the freedom of humanity, of all that is. And so it's a beautiful thing. And all of you are beautiful. And I love you all with my heart. And to know that this is a beautiful life and for us to be happy. And with that, let's talk about some happiness and what are some wonderful miracles that are going on in your lives? So who wants to start with
I
miracles?
actually kind of have a question. I can share
Yes.
miracles, of course, but
Sure.
what you were just sharing kind of brought something up in my mind. So I have a question. Um, I am currently not speaking to my mother
Yeah.
because of basically what you said. You know, she's taught me what I don't want to be.
Yeah.
She's just toxic, like
Yeah.
all the time. And so I
Yeah.
just decided that I'm not going to talk to her anymore. This
Yeah.
it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Um and like I guess what are your thoughts on that? Is that okay? Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm trying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful question, and don't think you're the lone soldier on this. That there's many people that are no longer talking, communicating with their parents, even though they're physically here on Earth. We all have different relationships with different people. And so your primary purpose, or let's start with your parents' primary purpose for your sake was to give you birth into this world. And so just like you as a mother shall, that you gave your children birth into this world, we all have our own guidance system, and that's our emotions. And so when I feel bad, that's God telling me, my higher power telling me that I'm not thinking about this properly. In fact, sin was an archery term back in Christ's time that meant you're simply off target. It was an archery term, you were off target. That's what sin is. So when we feel bad, we know that we're just thinking off target about something. And so the responsibility of a parent, and I know a lot of parents say, oh, but I got to help them on making sure they don't cross the street and get hit by a car or whatever. And so, yeah, there are some, practical things, but they'll be just fine if the parents are fine. It's the parents worried about them getting hit by a car that actually attracts that circumstance. We are the creators of our own experience. And so we get to create it all, even when we're, babies. Like, people say, but oh, this poor little innocent baby. I say, come on. When that baby got back from the hospital in the house, who was running the household? The baby, right? And the baby didn't have to speak English or anything, and it has the life of all lives. It gets its diaper changed, gets fed when it wants to, etc. And so that's just kind of a way for all of us to start looking at, we weren't meant to, oh, I got to be nice to, whatever, my parents or whatever the case be. But a nice way of looking at this for all of us is that as we start vibrating better, in other words, thinking more about what we want, going to walking with God, and we know if we're walking with God depending on how we feel. And I like looking at it as we have like a merry-go-round. And when we were kids, we would push that merry-go-round, the physical one, and it would really get whipping. And sometimes people would just go flying off into the bushes. And it was no problem, it was part of all the fun, if you will. Well, we are just that way also. That in our merry-go-round, that as we start awakening, which we are in the Master Heart family awakening to understanding really how life plays, what it's about, and how to have it play for us the way that we want when we rise above the committee. It's the only thing working against us, that little chattering voice, and we rise up and we rise up and we walk with God. We feel good. So as our merry-go-rounds are spinning higher and higher, that what you will find is that some of the people that have been in your life will spin off it. Okay. So Michelle, your mother simply spun off. You're high flying because you recognize this is what I don't want. Okay. And there's no rule or whatever on, oh, I have to, whatever, call my mother every day or whatever we think we have to do. That no, you're the creator of your own experience. And so if you feel the only thing that you want to watch out and pay attention to, always your feelings, is do I feel guilt? Now, if you feel guilt, that's a committee member and now you need to rethink this, and not necessarily that you're going to start talking to your mother again, but think about, hey, why am I doing this? That, oh, and so if you just say that, again, I have people and we have people on the Master Heart family, and, they haven't talked to their parents or whatever, year, 2 years, whatever, it's no big deal. I was in that situation. My father, I used the F word with him. I couldn't wait to get out of at 17 years old. I joined the United States Army. I had to get away from him and all of everything, the toxic things. And we didn't get along well at all until finally I made peace with him. He was pushing my buttons, if you will. And I saw what I wanted in this situation. And what I saw was, this is great that my dad was a little Hitler, if you will. He was doing the best job he could. So I gave him a break, and that we should do that with everybody. Everybody's doing the best job they can, even though sometimes it doesn't look too pretty. And that everybody's doing the best job. And so with my dad, it's like, oh, I love that he helped me to realize I wanted to be the best dad. And so we did have a relationship and would, talk once a week, whatever. But I wasn't living with him or whatever, and but I was nice to him, etc. And so so it's really up to you as far as if you feel better without certain people in your life, you go for it. Okay. There are no rules and no laws in this universe other than for us to feel good. And that means we know that we're at one with God. As long as that makes you feel good, that, hey, I'm just not, and so if it's not a big deal and you kind of saw, you vibrated that, hey, it's not a big deal. A year and a half ago, I realized my mother was really toxic and I didn't want to be near that anymore. And that's cool because we're eternal beings. And now what I would do though, and this is the key here, is you send love and well-being to your mother, to everyone. Christ said, love your enemies. We really don't have enemies per se, but he had to get the point across. It's the people that we didn't like, we didn't want, that helped birth, okay, a better life for us and a better life for all of humanity and eternity for everything. We're the happening people here that and we all determine whether when we die. And people say, come on, we don't all commit suicide. Well, our soul determines when we come here and when we leave, and everything's playing out fine. So with my dad, with my brothers, other people that have shown me contrast, that what I've done is I've turned that contrast around and I just send them love. I send them well-being. And when you do, you are free then from that. And that you're doing, we're together for eternity, folks. Eternity's a long time because you don't speak to your, parents for 30 years or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a drop in the bucket compared to eternity. But it's all playing out perfectly, and that your mother gave you the perfect contrast in order to put you right now, Shell, into this red hot moment. So what do you
Yeah.
think about that?
Uh, yeah, it solidified what I was thinking anyway, that that it was okay that I'm not talking to her right now,
Yeah,
but I like the reminder at the end is like you still send them love and light and
yeah.
well-being.
Yes, yes, beautiful. So for all of you in the Master Heart family, as well as I did today, and I do every day, and here's what I send to you. but I also send to the people that have given me contrast in the world. And there's all kinds, you got exes and whatever that are there and all of them that here's what I sent. And I sent to you today. First, well-being. That's a big, powerful word. Well-being. We're all beings, okay? We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And so this well-being that we be well, our being is well. I then send health, wealth, and success. Isn't that sweet? If you would just say to yourself all day long, health, wealth, and success, you'd have so much health and wealth and success, you'd be calling me for a demanifestation session. and and so that's not all that I said. That I said, and people say, like, this must take you a long time. Who cares? There's plenty of time. I'm in my joy shop for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It doesn't matter. And that because I just keep on thinking of all these amazing and wonderful things and inviting in my archangels and God and those that have walked before me, including people like Christ, like healers. I invite all those that can heal spiritually, mentally, and physically to come to me because that's what I am. I'm a spiritual healer, which is also an emotional healer. Spiritual and emotional is tied together. I'm a mental healer and I'm a physical healer. And so, because we could be anything we want. And so I call them in. But back to, so I said well being, health, wealth, and success. And then I set each one of you today more freedom. This freedom is a powerful word. It's what our soul is there for. It's what those who have given their lives for in wars and whatever it's for more freedom. And we're doing that in our lives. We are actually creating more freedom. You're creating more money, which is more freedom. Freedom from the committee. Okay, the devil, the only thing that's working against us. That it's like freedom. Yeah, that's what we want. So I send you more freedom, more easy money, more of an easy life. After my book, and program Easy Money, Easy Life. But then I send the 4 spiritual gems to you. Oh, and just hear these just flow through your soul right now. I send you love. I send you joy. I send you peace. And I send you enlightenment. Joy, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Those are the 4 spiritual words. And we're getting enlightened. We are experiencing enlightenment right now. The peace that we have for us to be at peace. Yeah. So Michelle, how are we doing on your questions? And
Very good. Thank you.
well, good, good. And did you have also? I think you had something else, Shell, or um,
Oh, yeah, just like my miracle that I wanted to share this weekend. Yeah, my daughter graduated high school,
yeah.
and so all of my kids were home together for most of the weekend, which was beautiful. As someone whose children have been leaving the nest every year since 2020, I love when they all are home together. So we had good
Yeah.
time this weekend.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations to your daughter, and I'm so happy for you. It's kind of nice having all your children, under your roof, if you will,
Mm,
and to be there and just to appreciate that. And it's wonderful, and that we all are loved ones. We love each other, and then we have our families, which are quote unquote blood, but uh, it's not about that. And so I have like a granddaughter that, is my blood, that she's my granddaughter, that I have daughter in-law, son-in-law that, I don't do the in-law, they're my daughters and my son. And, we are underneath all of our guardedness, under our committee members, out of our, thinking of guilt and shame and whatever, that underneath all that, we're just pure love. And like this red shirt, we're just pure love and with our hearts. And we want to be loved and we want to love. And we have a eternal bond to be able to give as much love. We never can run out of love. And it's like, and when you give that to the world, it's only possible to get it back. And that's why I tell people, if you're offering something, selling something, whatever, that quit trying to manipulate the world, quit trying to manipulate other people, whatever. Just be kind, be nice, be loving, and just share the good news, whatever good news you have. And they say whatever they say. I don't care what other people say. The only opinion that we should ever care about is God's opinion. And God's opinion, we know every moment of every day been guided by our feelings. And so it's just so great that when I'm feeling great and thinking wonderful things about people, and in fact, we're writing a new book now, and it's on sex, and which I have not written a book on that. And but in there that I put that in every particle of the universe, there's the wanted and the unwanted, and we get to choose. In every thought, the wanted and the unwanted. Every person, the wanted and the unwanted. Every experience from the past, present, and future, we get to choose the wanted or the unwanted in all of it. And so again, you can, look at sex in our bodies, whatever, and think about kind of some unwanted things. And then you can think about some wanted things. And it's like, hey, I just feel better thinking about the wanted things. I always kid with my angels. I go, hey, I get to have sex and you don't, but they really do because they're in all my cells and, whatever. But yeah, so so we kind of got on that topic. And but who else has other miracles to share? Other miracles going on?
Oh, well, I would like to share, it's
Hey,
not
go
necessarily a miracle, but I just wanted to, oh, what's this? I just wanted to thank you, Michelle, for bringing up that topic because I've been going through something similar, but with my older sister.
Yeah.
Um, she's always been kind of a bully,
Mm.
but I've always held on to having a sisterly relationship. So I kind of um, suppressed some of the things that she kind of put me through until something happened recently as it related to my mom and my financial situation. And the picture was so clear to me that I cannot have this in my life the way she makes me feel because she knows my triggers and she
Yeah.
knows,
Yeah.
So about a year and a half, maybe going on 2 years, I've decided I'm only going to deal with her when I have to as it relates to my mom.
Yeah.
And it has been a bit of a struggle, but I just have to keep reminding myself I choose peace. I choose peace.
Yeah.
And I
He's,
really appreciate your answer, Dr. Hank, especially with the part of, wishing her well
yeah.
and praying for her.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of a struggle, but I see the benefit to it. So it's
Yeah.
something that I really appreciate that came up today that I'm
Yeah.
going to continue using.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to say is, Dr. Hank, is that I think I might have broken the record. I'm sure I have on the number of times anybody has viewed your 3 videos on the money
Yeah. Easy money,
choice
easy
shop.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to it so often. And I have to say, every time I listen to it, I learn something new. It's like, where was that? I mean, I've listened to it so many times. I didn't hear it like that before.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's what I wanted to share today.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Martha, and a few comments on that. Yeah, with your sister, that to send her, because see, under all her bulliness and everything, see, she's just doing, that's the committee. And it's really easy when you start realizing that most people, remember, 80% of the time, people are being managed by their committee. It's not really them. It's their lower self being managed by what I call, the committee or the devil. And so when we realize that and just say, so here's kind of a helpful tip to do that with loved ones or anybody, that you're kind of close to and don't want to be close to and around, and they're toxic or, whatever, is to just realize, oh, it's just their committee. It's really not them. When we're done with all this, when you transition back into the non-physical, you'll see your life perfect, and you'll also see all these situations playing out perfectly. Because what they've done is they've actually birthed, whether you went there or not, they actually birthed new thought and new emotions where God went to on what you did want, and it actually puts the eternity into all of us. So when we look at it that way, we realize, oh my gosh, it's all okay. The other little thing about buttons is, guess who made our buttons? Yeah, we did. And usually those closest to us know which those buttons are. And the committee members are all anxious to hit every one of those buttons as often as they can. And so almost to look upon with understanding of my sister is being basically managed by the committee. And she's pushing my buttons. But you know what? I'm going to get rid of my damn buttons. And for us to just say, quit taking things personal, that whatever anybody's saying to me when I have a finger pointed at you, I got three pointed back at me. It's all about me if I'm saying something to you, okay? And then, oh, I don't like what you're doing, whatever. It's about my problems that I have. And so when you realize and when you dig back and pull back that onion, oh my gosh, the poor people, most of the people, they're managed by their committee. Their committee wants them to be push my buttons, and I'm not going to have any buttons anymore. I'm not going to take this personal. I realize that they're being managed by their committee, and that everything is also playing out perfectly because it's contrast from what I don't want, and helps me with more clarity on what I do want. And so what do we want from, a bully? We want to attract kind, wonderful, and loving people into our lives. And that's what you've done, Martha. Because of your sister, it helped you to, find all of this for you, the miracle of all of us really being here together in the Master Heart family. And it was a miracle on how we found each other. Okay. Well, we attracted each other. And we were asking for, even sometimes if we weren't conscious of it, we were saying, man, I don't like that person. But we were also saying, this is what I want. I want to have kind, loving, wonderful people, similar minded people. And oh, when you ask for that, now you have that. And then all this guilt and oh, my sister, and I do, or oh, my mother, it goes away. You're not thinking about it anymore. They're leading their life. They got their own merry-go-round. You don't have to worry. You're not here to fix the world or take care of anybody. You're here. We are all here to create. So let's go out and create. And what do we create? More freedom, and the prize, more joy. That's what our soul wants. And so, and that includes all of those things that I prayed for you. Like, law and happy, that's another one to ask for. Law and happy, healthy, wealthy life. That's what I want. Yeah, I love that. So this is about you. The players in the play almost look at it like, and we've talked before, like it's kind of like a stage, and you're one of the actors on the stage, and just be an audience member, and look at yourself on the stage, look at how the sisters act and whatever, and don't take this. So that's another great technique. Become the observer. It's used that's used in the Bible too. Become an observer and just observe on how the sister is or whatever, or observe your thoughts and the committing thoughts, and then say, that stuff makes me feel bad. I'm not going to go there. What do I want? Man, I want to get on the Master Heart family and talk to those wonderful people. And so, yeah, so is that helpful, Martha, on that? Yeah, yeah. And then the other point
Very
you,
helpful.
yeah, good. The other point you brought up is, yeah, this program, Easy Money, Easy Life, it really is incredible. It's helped thousands of people all over the world. And, there is a book, but the program's way better, and there's 3 videos. And that's why I recommend for everybody that has that program to listen to it. And because every time you do, as long as you're open to it, you're going to understand a little bit more. You're going to understand a little bit differently, more in depth. You're going to understand how life really plays and how it can play for you. For, it's not just about easy money and an easy life. It's about leading the life that your soul wanted you to lead. For us skipping along our lighted path and just picking the low hanging fruit of all the things that we want. The only reason why everything we want isn't low-hanging fruit is because we've been told and then we believe, and now we think we got to work hard for it. We got to sacrifice for it. We got to manipulate the world for it. And our fruit is no longer low-hanging fruit. And it's way up in the tree and we can't get up there. Well, how do you get the low-hanging fruit? Allow it in. That, hey, I'm going to allow easy money to come in. I just cashed in $200 and I went out and this was this weekend. I just did $20 on this one thing. I was in this one gas station I hadn't been in before and just had this feeling about this car. And then I went $200, and it's just like easy money. And that's just one, example. I'm not encouraging everybody to go out and buy lottery, but if you believe you'll be a winner, then you can. Shall? I see
I just
your
have to
hand.
say, I love synchronicities. Like to me, it's like a wink from God, universe, your higher power saying, "Yep, you're on the right path. You're thinking the right way," you know.
Yeah.
And so I originally took Easy Money, Easy Life program last June, and when
Yeah.
I took it, I listened to each video multiple times for months, just to, like ingrain it in my brain, and
Yeah.
then um, like maybe once or twice a month, every once in a while. But I listen to like podcasts like the Dr. Hank show and some
Yeah.
other ones
Mhm.
every day just because it just raises my vibration up.
Yeah.
And I was listening to one yesterday and I turned it off. I was like, nope, I don't believe this. And I was like, you know what? I need to start listening to Easy Money, Easy Life videos again. And then here it is mentioned again. I'm like, see, I know I need to do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's all from the divine, that I just channel from the divine, and because that's what I've asked, we can all channel and get answers, speak with God, if you will. That it's all a matter of asking and believing in that and knowing that this physical life. See, we've been brought up that well. If I want something, I have to go walk. I got to go do stuff. I got to go coffee. I got to do, and then I end up getting do. And lots of people come to me after doing for for years and say, I need help. I'm not happy. Yeah, that's not the way. There is this non-physical force, energy, loving energy that most people call God, and it includes all kinds of things from angels and archangels and your guides and everything that you can call upon. And they're the only ones that make it happen. They make you a magnet. They give you the energy to be a magnet about whatever you're thinking about. And so if I'm thinking about happy, wonderful people, I'm a magnet to happy, wonderful people. And if I'm thinking about I'm mad at this person, you're going to attract more people that you're mad at. Well, who wants that? Okay. And then everybody, pretty much just gets exhausted. They keep on trying to please people, being a PP, people pleaser, do PP, people pleaser, that, people please. Good luck with that. People are changing all the time, just like you are. So they're changing their opinions of what pleases them today. Stop doing that. The only person you need to please is yourself. How do you know that? When you feel good, you're on your lighted path. And so that's beautiful. And yeah, isn't that the synchronicity of life? That when I'm thinking about something, all of a sudden somebody else brings it up. And so Martha brings up easy money, easy life. because yeah, you're going to hear a lot of stuff, and most of the stuff. That's why I'm not on social media. And people say, "What do you mean you're not on?" I see you on there. My content's on there. I'm not on there at all. And why? Because you can get buried in that, and in a bunch of stuff on there, whatever. I don't need, any book. I don't need any. I just need God, and give me all the answers, all the understanding that I need, all the answers and solutions. And the easiest way to do that is through the Joy Show. And we're going to do a kids thing in June. We're going to start on June 8th at let's see, on Eastern time at noon on Saturdays for 5 Saturdays for kids. And kids, usually they need to be about 11, 12 years old on up, and up to 100 or over. Because this information will be presented like Easy Money, Easy Life, but presented in an even easier way. And it's like, oh my gosh, to be able to understand, come to me as children. And so the children are coming to me, and we're sharing the good news on that they can be, do, and have anything they want. I was helping a 14-year-old the other day, and I share with him about, yeah, there's these non-physical energies. And I like, part of that is like, I call them archangels. And he goes, oh my God, I just knew there was something out there. I could feel it. I didn't know what to call it, what it was. Yeah, that's what it is. And so when you're feeling good and you all of a sudden get an idea, it's God talking to you, giving you the answers, the solutions, give you the thoughts, attract you the people, and the coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. We're the creators of our own experience. So with that, what I'd like to do is for each one of you on Memorial Day to think of, because remember, it's not only those that were in war that have given us and gave their lives, but all those that have walked before us have given us more freedom, because that was their soul's desire as well. And so their lives contributed to more freedom. So I'd like you to think about any but one, whether they were, but mainly, a loved one, someone close to you, whether they were in the military or not, and that are no longer physically here. And if you're open to it, then we're going to invite that person, them in, that being in to your experience. And we've helped so many people to start talking to their grandparents. That's the easiest ones, because they were just unconditional love. And so it's easier to invite them in, because all those that have walked on this earth are still here. And that they're just not here in physical form, but they're here. But if you say they're gone, then they are, because you get to make the decisions. But when you invite them in, they will come in. So I invite you to first think of someone a loved one, anyone that you want to really build a relationship, help you guide. They can help guide you and support you, lead you to everything that you want. And so with that, let's close our eyes and breathe in deeply. We're going to go within. Breathing in 5 seconds. And breathing out. Oh, and just relax, 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 relax. Just let go of the day. Breathe in deeply. And now say to yourself, at ease. Oh, just get so comfortable, so at ease, so feeling good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just breathe out anything unwanted now. Breathe in the breath of God all the way down to your toes. And let it out. Oh, and just relax. Just feel so good being at one with God. Breathe in. And breathe out. Oh, and just put this smile on your face and just enjoy this divine time now with all that is. Breathe in and breathe out. And just continue to breathe deeply and enjoy this time. The meek shall inherit the earth. The meek are those and are in a pure state of allowing, relax, comfortable, at ease. Let's start at the top of our head, the crown of our head. Just relax, top of your head, feeling so perfect, so well. Just imagine that your crown opens up now, and there's this white liquid light of God that goes into your mind, your emotions, and your body, cleansing you, helping you to understand, see the love in you and all that is. Relax your forehead, relax your eyes, relax your jaw, coming so relaxed, so at ease, so in love. Relax your neck, your shoulders, relax your eyes down to your hands and fingers, feeling so relaxed. Neck all the way down your spine, just relaxing, sending the communication to all of your organs, ease and health and happiness, feeling so happy, so in love. Relax your chest, relax your beautiful heart. Just open up your heart now, open it wide. Have the guards removed now, any chains unlocked, undone, and open up your heart to feel the love of the divine upon you right now. Relax now your stomach and all your amazing, beautiful organs. You have such perfect health. Relax your hips, relax your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles. Relax your feet all the way down to your toes. So in love, so at one, God. Breathe in, breathe out. And now invite your loved ones, those that are no longer physically here, but are here in every other most amazing way. Invite them into your experience, into your thoughts, your emotions, every cell of your body. Feel their love with you. There's a two-way communication that you can have with them now. I'll just give you a minute now to communicate, to love each other, to feel each other. and invite more in now, more that have walked before you. Could be your grandparents, be your parents, could be the divine that have walked before us here. Abraham, Christ, Buddha. They want to so much love you. They're so happy that you're allowing them in. They're always here with us. We simply have to invite them in. And enjoy a minute of just being with these beautiful divine beings. And invite your archangels in, invite your guides in, invite God in, and just enjoy this beautiful tapestry of love now that you have with all that is. And invite all those that walk with us now, those that have given you contrast. Invite them all into your heart. Invite all of us, Master Heart, family members into your heart. All the people that make you smile in your heart, that make your heart sing. Invite all in now to your beautiful being, your beautiful essence, your endless love that now comes from your heart to all of us. We thank you for loving us. We thank you for us, opening us up to you. We are with you always. Love you so. It's all fine. It's all love. We are all at one. And for this, give thanks. Then and breathe out. And just feel the presence of all the love in the universe is with you now. You are love, and you are loved. I invite you now back into the room with all of us with you. We invite you back into your chair. And now we invite you to welcome this beautiful life with these beautiful people and with the divine present with us all as we open up our eyes and welcome this beautiful light, the divine in our life. And so it is. Amen. Woo. Hey. Welcome. Woo. Anybody have any thoughts about that beautiful experience?
So I invited my dad in, and like I felt his presence, and I don't know why I said what I said, but I said go to Amy and save her husband,
Wow.
which is my sister, and her husband has cancer.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. He's healed. So you just know that. You flow with that. Isn't that great? Yeah. Dad helped it, and so all is well. Everything's going to play out perfectly. And it's just about on how you feel, because doesn't it feel just delightful on being with your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you becoming, yeah, that your words from your higher self is, hey, go and help a loved one. How beautiful. And so he will be loved. Your dad will help him. You just can't use your committee to judge it. No judging, no comparison. You
Mm-hmm.
just know it is done. This is done now. And your father has gone and has now healed and made him whole and pure and well. And then you just go, hallelujah. So that's your brother-in-law to your brother-in-law. Yeah. And and just give thanks and know that it's done. The only thing that can keep it from not happening is if the committee comes in and goes, oh, whatever, you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you just say, this is done now. I just love that. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. When did your dad transition into the other side?
March 2007.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And so he's alive and well. And he just left his physical uh, uh, being, body, if you will. He's all there. And, you know, I've shared about how, like with my mom, and I invited my mom, my grandparents, Christ, I had a whole big party, you know, while we were doing our, our, uh, our meditation there. And, you know, my mother does yoga with me every day. And I have had a beautiful relationship with her when we were, you know, when she was in physical form, but even a better one now. She has no resistance. She's now pure source energy. And it's like, oh, it's so beautiful. And so she guides me and gives me more, you know, to be able to open up my heart more. When I was focused on opening my heart, she's the one that really came in to open up my heart and realize there's nothing to fear. I can open up my heart and say and be and do anything I want. And I don't care what other people say or think. Doesn't matter. What I care is about how I think, how I feel. And when I feel good, I know that I'm walking with God. And it'll be good. Then as I thrive, the whole world thrives. And so there's nothing to be sad about, nothing to mourn, everything to be happy about. And all those that have walked before us, that they want us to be happy now. And so let's use this day to really just love the world, love ourselves, love the world, and know that they're all here for us to help us to everything that we want. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, great. Good. Any other thoughts? Should we do a little singing? Unmute yourself. And we like to laugh and have more fun. We like to
We like
laugh
Laugh
to
and
and
laugh
have
and
more
have
have
more
fun.
more
fun.
fun.
For we are the chosen ones. For
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 we
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 are
are
The
are
the
the
chosen ones.
chosen
chosen
ones.
ones. Being happy is our new game. Being
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 happy
Being
is our
happy
new
our
is
new
our
game.
game.
new game.
Eternal life is our middle name. Eternal
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 life
life
is
life
is
is
our middle
our
our
middle
name.
name.
name. Sound off the Master Heart family.
Sound
Sound
off
of
The
the
Master
Master
Heart
Master
Master Art
family.
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 And sound off the Master Heart family.
Sound
Of
off Master
Master
Art
family.
family.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Woohoo!
yes.
Steve joined
Okay.
us just in time to sing with us.
Hey,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
Steve,
did.
way to join us just in time.
I know. I
Oh
was
man, I love you all and just amazing. And we have it recorded, so you'll get a copy of it and listen to that over and over. And I thank you so much that it's just a glorious day, a glorious time, and it's so beautiful being with all of you. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I love you guys.
Bye.
yeah.
Bye, guys.
See you, Dr. Hank.
Hey, see
Sorry.